Ryan Garcia might be in trouble. Some of the things I saw leading up to the fight with Tank Davis and some of the things after the fight are looking like Ryan Garcia does not have a plan of action. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. Take a listen to this clip before their Gervonta Tank Davis fight with then trainer Joe Goossen. Yeah, I said then trainer Joe Goossen as they've gone their separate ways. Take a listen.
Because it's true. You don't necessarily train Ryan Garcia, and people can take that negatively. You do train him, but on the other hand, you have to collaborate with him because he's got his ideas and his thoughts, and they ring true 99% of the time.
Now, going into a fight with the magnitude of a fighter like Gervonta Tank Davis, as a 24-year-old fighter, collaborating with an all-time trainer who's had tremendous fighters come underneath his tutelage, you're going against Tank Davis. I'm not collaborating with you as a fighter. We will take the things that you're good at, we'll amplify those things, and we'll refine those things. Where you're deficient, we will grow you significantly in those areas during the course of the training camp. For a fighter with the ilk of a Joe Goossen, a trainer with the ilk of Joe Goossen, collaborating with a young, talented fighter like Ryan Garcia at 24 years of age going into a Tank Davis fight, I feel like is a recipe and was a recipe for disaster. He was knocked out to the body, 7th round, dropped in the 2nd round, as we all know, as you see pictured here. Ryan Garcia, Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, B-Hop, this whole thing's a mess at this point. And I was close to saying I almost feel bad for Ryan Garcia, but if he's put himself in a position where he's going from Goossen to Eddie Reynoso to Goossen and a couple stops in between, and he has to be in charge of everything that's happening as far as his development's concerned, that's problematic because you go to the others or those who have more experience than you in the realm of the sport of boxing so they can identify where you might need help, where you might need to develop a little bit more, and they can push you that direction. Not everyone is for everybody, but what I would say is it's starting to look like Ryan Garcia is not for anyone. When is he going to put himself in a position where he can work and operate with a trainer that he trusts, that the trainer can tell him, yo, this is not what we're going to be doing? There are plenty of videos out there right now of Ryan Garcia training leading up to the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. A lot of those videos, and I've seen some shorts on YouTube as well, a lot of those videos are highlighting Ryan Garcia going out of his way to train bad habits, dropping the offhand when throwing the hook, chin in the air, stuff we already know. You do not train bad habits. That's another conversation for another day. I was going to do a video, and I'll get into it a little bit with this video, about what is next for Ryan Garcia as he makes his move to 140 pounds. Well, you're minus a trainer right now, and that division has plenty of talent and guys willing to come up in weight to challenge a guy like a Ryan Garcia. The first name that comes to mind when I think about what can Ryan Garcia do next, I think about Sandor Martin. I like that fight. Recent opponent of Teofimo Lopez. I think he beat Teofimo. He dropped Teofimo once early, dropped him again late with a similar shot. They didn't rule it a knockdown. They ruled it a slip. But I think that would be a nice fight for Ryan Garcia. Not a complete, step back in competition, but a guy that's competitive, dangerous, but beatable. That's the kind of fight that I think Ryan Garcia needs right now. If I think about Teofimo, Regis Prograis WBC champ, Josh Taylor, and some of the other bigger names around 140 pounds, right now, Ryan Garcia is not beating any of these guys. I think he could beat Teofimo because Teofimo is a crazy person, and he has zero defense. It's like him and Ryan Garcia are in competition to see who has the worst defense. What I would say is Teofimo has better fighting instincts, so he shows more versatility. But as far as defense is concerned, he doesn't have much of that. Good fighting instincts, though. Ryan Garcia is in a position right now where it's uncertain where he is in the eyes of Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, and he does not have a trainer. The Joe Goossen experiment and its failure, I'm not even going to blame Joe Goossen. That's a smart guy that's been around the sport of boxing for a considerable amount of time. Coming out in the clip that I played and stating, yeah, you gotta collab with Ryan, and he could possibly be a coach in the future, yada, yada, yada. Not going to fight Tank Davis. Everybody plays a role. You are the fighter. You deploy offense, and then you show defense when it's necessary. Me as a trainer, I'm the second pair of eyes. I watch what you do. I watch what they do. I figure out ways around the traps they may set, the barriers they may put up in front of you that prevent success in the bout, round by round, and then ultimately coach you to a victory, if allowed to do so. It's looking like Ryan Garcia does not have the person or people in his camp or around him to be really honest with him and say, hey, look, listen, we have to make certain adjustments or it's going to be problematic. There was an interview that dropped by Oscar De La Hoya recently. It was either Sunday or Saturday evening, where he states, Ryan Garcia is one win away from being back on top of the sport of boxing and being the face of boxing. Well, he was never on top of the sport. He was a name-known guy with a lot of marketability and great speed. He's never been the face of boxing, and he's not going to be the face of boxing. But he is notable, he is marketable, and he is popular. When you hear comments or statements like that from a guy like De La Hoya, that's just patently false. Unless he beats Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney or somebody like that, it doesn't. He can get a good victory that resets his momentum, but he still has work to do. I'm interested to see where he lands from a trainer perspective. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about, or who could be next for a Ryan Garcia from a trainer perspective, and who could he fight at 140 pounds? We don't have to wonder about that anymore. I can't see him going to 35 unless it was for something amazing, and he wouldn't even do it for Gervonta Tank Davis. Wanted to fight at 136. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. Please let me know what your thoughts are concerning Ryan Garcia without a trainer, and then when he had the trainer, we had to be a partnership and not going to big fights like this and not moving forward. This is Punch Report. We out.